Beautiful finish. Liverpool take the ball from one end of the field to the other. And Mohamed Salah, as always, is the first to get there.
At one end, he thinks he's actually scored. He thinks he's got the first goal in the derby. Tarkowski.
Salah, Alexander-Arnold, beautiful ball across goal. Cody Gakpo has scored his first goal for Liverpool and given them clear daylight in the Merseyside derby. You can just sense the relief around Anfield. Two big counter-attacks from Liverpool, two clinical counter-attacks from Liverpool, 2 goals for Liverpool. Well, phase one of Liverpool's repair job is done. They've won the Merseyside derby, they've won it comfortably as well.
Well, Liverpool back to winning ways, getting that in the Merseyside derby against Everton last night. Jogging Club, maybe the happiest man, or maybe a Cody Gakpo or Mo Salah. Well, with that, we welcome you to the Valentine's edition of AM Update, the Kiko Sports Show, first half this morning. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, aka Young Striker Night. Favor Lawrentola is also here this morning as we look at updates from the world of sport this morning. Good morning to you, Favor. What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing well, very well. Thank you very much. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
All right, let's start with tennis. Morning, where we look at update. Yoshito Nishioka made it 8 wins from his first 10 matches this year after defeating Oscar Ote 6-3-0. Love 6-6-4 in Monday's opening round at the Delray Beach Open. Nishioka was the highest seed in action on the first day of the tournament, and he had his back up against the wall after failing to win a game in troubling second set, but produced 3 breaks of serves in the back and fourth decider. Meanwhile, Ecuador's Emilia Gomez earned a shot at top seed and won number 7 Taylor Fritz after advancing 7-6, 6-4 against Taiwan's Chung Ling Hu. Now let's talk about Serena Williams this morning, who has been talking about why maybe she may also make a return to the world of tennis. Remember, she made an announcement months back, that was last year, calling it quit. But let's talk about Serena Williams here.
Well, she feels more at peace with her decision to step away from tennis, but remains stern as a comeback crosses her mind. The 23-time Grand Slam winner appeared to call quits on her career at least last year at US Open after a defeat on the third round stage in the Alger to Tomanovic, repeatedly referenced evolving away from tennis. In October, Williams declared she had no retired and labeled the chances of returns as very high. So it seems as though she'll be back shortly.
Well, to be back when? Well, we don't know when she'll be back, but I'll just advise Serena Williams to just hold on. Maybe she should start training daughter, and maybe also setting up a training tennis academy to see how she can also train tennis young stars. But let's just quickly look at some games in today's some events going down today. Talking about fixtures, let's start with Rotterdam Open. Remember, the clash between Bona Courage and Botic van der Zaklop has been cancelled, but Mark Andre Hassler will take on Geesje Bronva And for other games, Son Won-kun will be up against Alexander Zverev, Mikael Umar against Tanner Grexpor, Lorenzo Sonego will be up against Felix Auger Aliassime. But looking at the Argentina Open this morning, Guido Pella got bundled out of the tournament as they lost 4-6, 5-7 against Jami Monar. But for all the games scheduled for today, Albert Ramos Vinoles will be up against Roberto Cabela, Biena, Thomas Echeverry will be up against Hugo Dolien, while Daniel Golan will take on Camilo Ugo Carabelli. Away from that, this morning, remember it's Valentine's edition. Let us look at WTA tournaments ongoing. That is what is happening in Qatar, the WTA 500. Elisa Mertens will take on Daniel Conning as Petra Kvitova will be up against Shuang Zhang. Jelena Ostapenko will be up against Madison Keys, while Sofia Kenin will take on Ludmila Samsonova. Remember, we are live on Facebook, facebook.com/solutions939fm, facebook.com/solutions939fm. Moving away from tennis, let us talk basketball this morning.
Well, it was a good game for Atlanta Hawks. So not a good one for Atlanta Hawks, I beg your pardon, but a good one for Charlie O'Nett after the defeated Atlanta Hawks 144 points to 138 points. Cleveland Cavaliers actually did a good match against San Antonio Spurs, defeating them 117 points to 109. Indiana Pacers won against Utah Jazz 170 points. That was a loss to 123 points. Philadelphia 76ers won the game at home against Houston Rockets 123 points to 104 points. Miami Heat brought down the Heat on Denver Nuggets, losing gallantly 108 points to 112 points. New York Knicks won at home against Brooklyn Nets 124 points to 106 points. Chicago Bulls, okay, I'm not going to say this is not a good result, but it wasn't a good result for Chicago Bulls, losing 91 points to Orlando Magic, 100 points. Oklahoma City Thunder lost at home against New Orleans Pelicans, 100 points to 103 points. Dallas Mavericks lost to Minnesota Timberwolves, 121 points to 124 points. Golden State Warriors won at home, 135 points to 126 points. While the Lada Kwakunubi's LA Lakers lost gallantly to Portland Trail
I will
Blazers,
switch off your mic.
115 to 100.
I will switch off your mic. I will switch off your mic.
Loss.
Because when LeBron James became greatest of all time, you did not even check the story out. No, the way you read the story, you read it as if just like that. But because LeBron James is not playing this game, and listen, LeBron James is not playing this game, and we lost. So why you not saying your Lada Kwakunubi is LeBron James?
Wait, now let me talk. The one LeBron James played in became the GOAT. Did you win that game or you lost it?
We set records.
You didn't. What record did you set? By losing and by winning a GOAT?
Let us move. Can we move? Can we move on this morning? Thank you very much.
Like the way you made it that day.
Let us move. Let us talk about Formula One.
Hey God.
Well, talking about the Formula One, McLaren celebrated the past and set their sights in a bright future as the team kicked off their 60th anniversary season with the launch of the 2023 Formula One Challenger. And for Aston Martins, they have revealed the car they believe will vault them up standings in 2023 with bullish new signing Fernando Alonso adamant his latest Formula One team is special and destined for future titles. But for boxing, something is coming.
It was Anthony Joshua through last week, but it's a bout between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Well, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury...
You mean Deontay Wilder, right?
Yeah, Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury has reportedly held talks with Wilder for weeks over having a fourth fight at Wembley if his bout with Alexander Usyk fails to happen.
Okay, so
it is going to be
if you talk about just Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, they fought 3 times. One was drawn, and the other 2 was won by Tyson Fury. So if he's going to face Deontay Wilder again, Otilo, it's gone. All right, let's move straight to the second half of the show where we talk football. Remember, Neymar has been talking well. Some players already thinking of pulling out of their national teams after the last World Cup in Qatar. But Neymar has hinted he may yet play at the 2026 World Cup. Why? We'll let you know in the spot.
Neymar as Inter, they might yet play at the 2026 World Cup, revealing that it is a very big dream of his, and it still burns to leave the trophy. So we're expecting him to be at the 2026. 31. He's 31 now. It's going to be 35 then. Yes, it'll be 35 then, and he's still going to play the 2026 World Cup. And we leave the
Well,
trophy.
I mean, Brazilians, they don't care about their age. All they want is play football at biggest stage. I mean, we know how some players, the likes of Ronaldo, Carlos, Rivaldo, you look at Dani Alves himself, and a lot of Brazilian players don't want to age at the end of the day. I mean, for Neymar, it is more of getting that record. But let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and Kylian Mbappe have all been named on FIFA's FIFA Pro Men's Team of the Year. 26 players shortlisted for 2022. Ronaldo's inclusion was arguably the major surprise after a difficult back half to the year where he was dropped by both Manchester United and Portugal, ultimately parting ways with the Red Devils in November. And for Portugal, they did not even get to the semi-final of the FIFA World Cup. But it is what it is.
It's about I have leg. Molese, and I have people that you know. Last year was a very tough year for Ronaldo.
Not only Cristiano Ronaldo, so for some other key players.
Let's talk about Ronaldo.
Okay.
Ronaldo had it big. Manchester United, his interview with that journalist. And then him not getting to the World Cup final, and also going to this next club. So he's been doing well.
Go to Saudi Arabia.
Going to Saudi Arabia, yeah. So I think.
Have you checked his bank account?
I know it's his bank account.
Check his bank account.
That is what I'm talking
Don't
about
say
now.
anything. If
it's
it's not making money,
I'm talking about.
If it's not making money, it's not making. Yes, thank you very much.
That is why he has to be included. If you look at the fact that I have the money, I have the cash to spray around.
But
might
I
not be
mean,
included.
you know,
he's a goat as well.
No, but another thing I want us to look at here is you said goat, and Yorubas we say meaning Cristiano Ronaldo has already set a record, right? So if you look at so many criteria in picking some players, well, maybe Cristiano Ronaldo deserved to be on that selection. But remember, it is more of looking at the best here. But let's move on from that. Let's check some messages on our Facebook fan page this morning. Duke Perayo Ayodeji Alvin says, good morning, Oladak one favor. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. It was a routine win for Liverpool over Everton. And well, let's check more. Saying that I predict a tough game between PSG and Bayern. The team that utilizes their chances would win tonight. So let's talk about the UEFA Champions League clash going down tonight. Well, a lot of people, I hope there will not be fights. For some people who are thinking of Valentine and your boy is thinking of UEFA Champions League. Anyway, sure. Let's talk about the
UEFA. For yourself.
No. Talk about myself. Okay?
Yes.
No, me, I've done the needful.
Hey!
I've done the needful. Thank you very much.
You have to work to short targets always. Do the training well and do the next game well. Tomorrow we have a very important game against strong Milan, so we have to get a good result here. Then you have to live every day like that. I think that's the most important. And at the end of the season, we will see where we will be.
Well, that was Kulusevski of Tottenham Hotspur saying that they have to do things right. But remember, tonight we've got AC Milan versus Tottenham Hotspur, PSG taking on Bayern Munich. And remember, there was an internal crisis in Paris Saint-Germain where the story came out. And Neymar came out to ask how that information, dropped to the media.
Well, he has confirmed that he was involved in an argument with PSG sporting director Luis Campos on Saturday, but questioned how that information came to light in the media. It's PSG. Definitely anything hidden will also always come out in the open. So there is no secret there. It will be open.
It will surely be open. Yeah. But hey, let us just drop the anchor here as we move to the other things on the show. We'll look at headlines on pages of Nigerian newspapers. Favor is planning to leave, but you are going nowhere. So what's the plan for today? We are together. Victory!
Wait,
how are you?
I am not happy.
Why are you yelling?
Why are you not happy? Why are you not happy?
Everybody's sending me the best. The audacity that my best.
Victory, move closer to the mic. What are you saying?
I don't understand. Come, wait. I
They are
understand that.
sending me messages that their boo sends to them on the Valentine's Day. Knowing fully well that I'm single. I know what's even.
Hey, how are you, my friend?
Or I would do a show with someone that is probably going to receive a Valentine present.
Valentine
No.
is here. Oh.
Where is your girlfriend? Guys, we're going to break it right back.
News, sports, entertainment. Top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Adélabú sọmọlúàbí o, orí lóye. Adébáyọ̀ sọmọlúàbí ẹ̀, orí lóye. Má ṣe gómìnà kára ó tù wá pẹ̀sẹ̀, orí lóye.
Ẹgbẹ̀je nìràwọ̀ ọ̀kan ṣoṣo lòṣùpá ọlọ́ọ̀ba ló fòṣùpá jọba tó fi gba ìjú ẹgbẹ̀je ìràwọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí Fadébáyọ̀ Adékọ́lá ojúlówó ọmọ Adélabú pẹ̀ǹkẹ̀lẹ̀ mẹ́sì máa túyà gbàǹso ìtàkùn tó ní kẹrin má gòkè àlọ́ tòun tẹ̀rín ló ń lọ gbogbo èèyàn ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló ń retí Adébáyọ̀ Adélabú fún ipò gómìnà kí ara ó lè tù wá pẹ̀sẹ̀ ẹni tí ó fúnni lásọ tọrùn ẹ̀ láwò ibi gíga ló ti ń bọ̀ àwọ̀ ọba òsì fọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ó tún rẹ̀ ní rebi bó ti ń ṣe fàlejò ló ń ṣe fónílé àbálàjọ tí òkìkí ọmọ Adélabú fi ń gbalẹ̀ bí ọ̀wọ̀ àrà òjò látòkè ògùn délẹ̀ Ìbàràpá Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ Ọ̀yọ́ Aláàfin àti Ìbàdàn ní tilé toko ló sọ pé bókùrà ọ̀kan lójú ọ̀run tí ẹ làwọn ń ṣe àtàǹpàkò làmì ẹgbẹ́ wa Accord Party ló lé téńté lórí ìwé ìdìbò dìbò rẹ fún olóyè Adébáyọ̀ Adélabú OFR Accord Oneness and Progress.
Are you looking for a number one stop choice for quality meals, pastries, and food heart? Then Paris Bakery is here to fulfill your satisfaction. Paris Bakery is giving out free complimentary tea breaks to the first 20 people to get breakfast in the next 2 weeks. That way, you get to enjoy complimentary tea breaks like Spanish noodles with egg sauce, boiled yam with egg sauce, fried yam with tomato sauce, plantain with beef sauce, chips and goss meat, noodles with chicken sauce, golden yam and chicken sauce, boiled yam with liver sauce, chips and chicken sauce, and boiled potatoes with egg sauce. So why not walk into Paris Bakery building at Ring Road adjacent MOVE 21 Event Center, Ibadan, and get yours free. Grab the offer while it still lasts and give yourself a great food experience. For more information, call 091 151 1515 or 0810 075 2752. Paris Bakery, all for you.
Great people of Oyo South Senatorial District, what do you want?
Freedom, development, youth empowerment.
That is right. Here is another 4 years opportunity to get it right in Oyo South Senatorial District. Cast your vote for Honorable Oluwasegun Theophilus Oladimeji Otto under the auspices of Labour Party as our representative at the National House of Assembly, Senate. Otto, a man of the people, credible and intelligent leader, social transformer, an advocate for youth empowerment always. On this note, market men and women, artisans, civil servants, students across all levels, social groups, religious houses and many others, vote for Honorable Oluwasegun Theophilus Oladimeji Otto to represent Oyo South Senatorial District on the Labour Party with the logo of a father, mother and children. Let's do it together. No carryover. Vote for Otto. Labour Party!
Forward ever!
News, sports, entertainment. Top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
It is 10 days to the 2023 general elections. It is not enough to just want change. You have to go and make change by voting.
This message is powered by a Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 939 FM.
Well, it's the 14th day in the month of February 2023, the day where lovers celebrate each other. But for some of us single Pringles, we will be basking in the love of God. Welcome to From the Dailies, right here on the Remedy Dial Solutions 93.9, where we take you on a tour on different stories making the rounds in our nation, Nigeria. My name is Victory Richard.
My friend. Good morning to you.
Morning to you too. I understand that you are.
I'm loving this moment, but no problem. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, and I've got with me the Punch and the Nation newspaper this morning. Well, I don't know if there will be more excuses from guys out there today. No Naira. There's Naira crunch. There's fuel scarcity. No, I don't think there's fuel scarcity any longer. There's few, but it is more expensive than expected.
There are still queues, though. There are still queues.
Maybe where they sell, where they sell at normal pump price. Maybe that's a reason.
It's reducing, that's for a fact, but there are still queues around the city.
But a lot of Nigerians are still in pains in getting cash at banks. So, we'll look at the headlines this morning. Remember, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. It is Solutions 939 FM. So we go into the headlines.
All right, let's begin with the Nigerian Tribune this morning. All eyes on you on 2023 polls, Buhari tells police. Coup allegation, DSS grills Fani Kayode. My action, regrettable, he says. Banks, patrol stations reject old Naira notes. Again, Buhari meets Emefiele. You can read up on that on page 3. And now to the banner headline. While elections won't hold in 240 polling units, INEC is making that statement. You can find that on page 16. In Cross River, Atiku says restructuring will ensure more accountability. You can find that on page 15 as well of the Nigerian Tribune. Cancels rally in Rivers. I did not stockpile new Naira notes. Tinubu is making that statement. Police detain Abuja pastor preaching with AK-47. Lagos government orders coroner's inquest into Chrisland students' death. You can read up on that on page 26. Buhari's government must address anger in Nigeria. Sultan is making that statement. Gunmen burn Imo High Court. Read up on that on page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune. These are the stories you can find on the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Going straight to the Punch headlines that we've got on the front page of this newspaper this morning. The cap headlines. North will benefit greatly from coal money oil field. Tinubu. Share love on Vows Day, not HIV. This is coming from Naka. Go and read that story. It's at the page 20 of Punch newspaper. Atiku Rivers rally cancelled to prevent deaths. PDP. And looking at the pocket headline this morning, I regret raising coup alarm. Fani Kayode after DSS grilling. Okay, the banner headline this morning. Naira deadline. Bank, fuel stations reject old notes, ignore Supreme Court's order. And it has 3 different riders. Buhari Emefiele meet again as old Naira deposits hit over 2 trillion Naira. POS operators, depositors panic, flood banking holes with old currency. Fuel marketers blame banks, courts turn back lawyers with expired money. I think that rider again. Fuel marketers blame banks, courts turn back lawyers with expired money. And on the front page picture this morning, President Muhammadu Buhari, where he launched the security equipment, and the headline to that picture: Buhari launches security equipment, warns pleas against politics. And with the shoe headlines this morning on the Punch newspaper, Whitney protesters besiege Chrisland as government orders inquest. AK-47 bearing pastor arrested. Policeman faces probe. Church apologizes. And the last headline, a breach that Data Bureau probes 110 companies. If you want to read more, get a copy of Punch newspaper.
Alright, away from the Punch, let's now move to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. FG overwhelmed by insecurity, worsening economy, and this is coming from a Catholic bishop. Now to Naira scarcity, Tinubu lists 6 ways out of current sufferings. PDP urges Tinubu APC to stop punishing Nigerians. Still on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, now to the banner headline. Cash squeezes as rejection of old notes spreads. Bank awaits fresh directives from CBN. You can read up on that on page 20. Naira redesign, stop economic chaos. NECA urges federal government. CBN to quote, returning old notes will encourage vote buying, kidnapping. That you can find on page 19. Turkey-Syria quake death toll rises to 28,000 and above, expected to double. Find that on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Bandits kill DPO, 4 other policemen in Niger State. Read up on that on page 6. Still talking old notes. Governors direct Attorney General to review suit at Supreme Court. Desperate propaganda can derail our momentum. Obidati movement making that statement. Lagos government shorts Chrisland school. These are the stories on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper.
Going to the Nation newspaper this morning, I think I had to start from the shoe part this morning. Lagos begins test a run of a blue light rain. And looking at the banner headline this morning, Naira crisis has brought anger, says Sultan. Monarch asks president to take action. Bank reject old note, shut out customers. Court to SPDC, Rivers accusation of Kidney Island, OMIL 11 irreversible. And this particular headline raised a lot of fears and reactions after INEC gave out that statement yesterday, and that's the headline we have from the Nation newspaper on the cap part. While polls won't hold in 240 units by INEC. You want to read more? Get a copy of the Nation newspaper. However, we also have the voice of INEC chair Mahmoud Yakub this morning, talking on the development of what will be happening or why polls won't be holding in 240 units. Listen, as we have more to talk about on the burning issue.
At previous meetings, we also briefed you on our efforts to redistribute voters to the polling units in order to avoid the congestion that made voting cumbersome in many of them nationwide. This requires the redistribution of voters to new polling units in proximate locations. Where they are separated by distance, this must be done after consultation with the voters. This has been done by our state offices nationwide. However, there are 240 polling units without registered voters spread across 28 states and the Federal Capital Territory. They range from 1 polling unit to 12 polling units in each state and the FCT, except Taraba and Imo states with 34 and 38 polling units respectively. No new registrants choose the polling units and no voters indicated interest to transfer to them during the last continuous voter registration exercise, mainly for security reasons. This means that no elections will be held in these polling units.
So INEC Chair Mahmoud Yakub speaking there concerning the forthcoming election. Remember, we are still counting down to the polls going down at the next 10 days, 22 hours and 28 minutes for the presidential and the National Assembly elections. Remember, after that, we'll be having the governorship polls. Well, now let's go straight to another burning issue this morning. Maybe, I don't know, if you look at if you check your social media, a man was seen crying in bank because he had to pay for medical bills, and he could not withdraw. Neither could he get cash, to pay. But here is the sound of the man. Then we'll listen to SAN Femi Falana, who's spoken about the decision of CBN, also talking about the forthcoming polls.
This is really heartbreaking, just listening to him, even though I don't know what he was
saying. Let me just translate. He said he has money in the account and he could not withdraw. However, he has like 80,000 plus. And the money he wants to withdraw the money to eat. He's not eaten since money. He has been in bank, and where he wants to pay for medical bills, they told him to bring cash.
I could literally tell the pain in his voice, and it's really sad that neither the CBN or the federal government is having compassion on Nigerians as it is. Everybody is dealing with this issue, and now you tell me that the reason for this policy is to curb vote buying or insecurity, and we've seen bandits having this money. We've also seen that the politicians do have the money, because that's the truth. You can't tell me that these politicians don't have account officers that will give them this money, because they need money for their daily activities.
Even the bank officials, they need to service accounts. You need to have accounts so that you can also retain your job.
Of course. So you can't tell me that if you have someone who is like your major client in the bank, that
you want to satisfy such person.
Keep the person, right? So you can't tell me that these men or these women do not have this money. Meanwhile, Nigerians are suffering. Now, the Supreme Court has given the bank a directive that they are yet to adhere to.
So are we saying now that people are against the law? Banks are against the law, organizations are against the law. Remember yesterday, myself and Damola Lafenwa were talking about some malls in Ibadan rejecting cash, rejecting the old Naira notes. If you now pay them old Naira notes, now if you pay them new Naira notes, they give you old Naira change.
The banks that are supposed to give us the new Naira notes are now rejecting the old Naira notes.
Now, here is Femi Falana SAN talking about this policy that you cannot say because of election make Nigerians, be in pains.
The business of punishing the entirety of a people for the alleged offense of a few should not be accepted in Nigeria. A few years ago, the government said, we are going to increase the pump price of petroleum products because criminals were smuggling the product. Why should I be punished? Because some people are using money to win elections. Now, mind you, we have 23 million people. I can predict that less than 40 million people will vote in this election. So why should everybody suffer? Because you want to deny some people access to fund. Again, for me, it confirms the collapse of the security architecture of the state. If you cannot mobilize the security forces to arrest and prosecute those who entice people with money on the day of election. Mind you, every polling unit, every police station will have a policeman at least, civil defense people, some of them even soldiers, EFCC and others. And if all of them cannot arrest criminal elements, please, you have no business punishing the entirety of Nigeria.
We've seen several meetings being held. I think the president will be meeting with Emefiele today to discuss about. They met yesterday to discuss about what will happen next or how we'll forge ahead with this. But we are not seeing any change happening. Nigerians are suffering.
And
on
this
my
is
way to
election.
work, I saw a longer queue at banks this morning. We have Comrade
Femi Olugbemi.
joining us this morning to talk about it. Comrade, how has been your experience with cash?
It was so pathetic. They are putting us into a very tight corner, whereby the suffering is too much. Last week, I saw a woman crying in a bank. Also, when I listened to that man, I have to remember the woman who was crying in bank last week. Her children sent some amount of money to her for drugs and feeding for I hope monthly money, and the bank gave us just 2,000. They gave everybody 2,000. So how can 2,000 buy in this economy? Can such money buy foodstuff or whatsoever? It was so pathetic. Nigerians are suffering. Yesterday, for you to get 5,000 with all these POS people, it's very hard. Except you want to pay 1,000 charges. So the suffering is too much. I don't know who's advising them. I don't know what they are thinking. This policy is the wrong policy. It is the right policy at the wrong time. In Kenya, they are practicing cashless policy and some African countries, but the time limit given by CBN is too short for this kind of policy. Only 2 countries practice such act, and they fail. It is only in India and Ghana they practice such policy, giving time limit. You're supposed to give at least 6 to a year time limit for such a policy. You understand? But because you want to curb corruption, you want to curb vote buying, these people are smarter than all these systems you are using. I don't know who is advising them.
Comrade, let me ask you this. Is the CBN above the Supreme Court order? Because the CBN has ordered that banks should receive, the old notes, and if they don't have much, the Supreme Court rather has ordered that banks should receive the old notes, and if they don't have that, they should recirculate the old notes to Nigerians so that we can use it for our daily needs. But now, the banks are rejecting the old Naira notes. So what are we saying here? The abuse of the rule of law?
If you look at what is going on right now, people now follow CBN rather than Supreme Court.
So you are saying that the fear of CBN is the beginning of wisdom?
Yeah, they have been saying that there is no going back again. So that fear is the beginning of wisdom. People don't want to, even if it is just 5,000 naira, they don't want such situation to happen to them. So they want to meet up with the deadline.
Okay, now, comrade, if you look at the dailies yesterday, most especially headlines, we heard reporter of Kano State Governor Ganduje shutting down a particular mall because the mall refused old Naira notes. And we're also getting different reports, from different angles. I mean, if you listen to Ibeoni this morning, a lot of people, groaning, complaining that malls are rejecting old Naira notes. And I have people working in banks, and they said CBN instructed that they should not receive old Naira notes in banks. Now, have we not turned the Supreme Court or the law to just toothless dog? And how can this law by the Supreme Court be implemented in such a way that Nigerians will not continue to sweat, groan, and be in pains?
This situation we are into, I will blame CBN. This policy is a foreign policy. They need to look at Nigerian context. We have many criminals in this country. CBN released some amount of money, billions, which is enough to circulate into the economy, which is enough for every Nigerian to have. But there are some criminals. As they are releasing the money, they are keeping the money again. And so it is very, very difficult. The directive given by CBN is okay, but some people are working against it. That's the major problem. And if care is not taken, there may be chaos, and maybe that's what they wanted. If you look at Ganduje, you mentioned that he said something last week. He said those who work against June 12 are around the corner. They are ready to disrupt our democracy the second time. So there's a serious problem. If bank can reject old notes, it means there is problem.
Okay.
The banks are supposed to be number one to obey CBN. They are the one who rejected old notes, which is totally wrong.
Okay. Now, but before we allow you go, comrade, let's talk politics for the next few minutes. Look at the pocket headline on the Punch newspaper. I regret raising coup alarm. Fani Kayode after DSS grilling. So, are we not seeing a situation where these people, maybe Fani Kayode and some other spokesperson of different political parties, are trying to set the country ablaze? Remember, they signed a peace accord, but despite the peace accord, we've seen different attacks. And it is more, we keep talking about, campaign should be more of, it should not be personal vendetta or personal attack. But Fani Kayode has been drilled. Maybe more of the spokesperson should also be invited by DSS. If Fani Kayode could come out to apologize.
Yes, more. They need to invite more. The likes of the spokesman for Labour Party, this artist, I've forgotten his name. They need to invite him also because I saw some of
Kenneth Okonkwo.
Yes, Okonkwo, Kenneth Okonkwo. They need to invite him also. They need to invite spokesman of Atiku also. They need to invite them because they are drawing a line of war. I'm even afraid this election, after election, what's next? The way they are even attacking other verbal attacks, social media attacks. We look at Obidien attacking Tinubu. We look at Atiku followers attacking others, and I'm beginning to wonder what will happen after election.
Okay, thank you very much, Comrade Femi Olugbemi, for joining us on the program this morning and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I hope you get new Naira notes very soon.
I pray so.
All right. Well, Comrade Femi Olugbemi is a public affairs analyst. And remember, we're still counting down to the polls going down in the next 10 days and 22 hours, 15 minutes, 47, 46, 45 seconds. Now the time has come for you to join us. Make your contributions via the phone line and also on our social media platforms. The numbers to call this morning are
0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. We're also taking messages via WhatsApp or regular text to 0904-422-2939. Let's find out who's here. Good morning to you. Welcome to From the Dailies.
Good morning. Balkis, thank you for joining us. Let's go. Balkis, we're finding it difficult. Maybe you should just try and change your location. Oh, we lost Balkis' call there. 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939.
Good morning to you. Welcome to From the Dailies.
Good morning. I'm Dele from Alaska.
Great to have you. Let's have your thoughts.
Yeah, you know what is on that elections will not be holding in Swan polling according to INEC. That means some Nigerians will be disenfranchised. We should not forget that in 2015, even when Boko Haram was rampaging in the northeast part of Nigeria, election was still held under President Jonathan. But this is 2023. APC came and promised to fight insecurity. But what do we have now? These elections will not be holding due to insecurity. The Nigerians were right when they keep saying without security nothing can be achieved. So we don't need a soothsayer to tell us that in that aspect, APC government has failed. Good morning.
Thank you very much for your thoughts.
Remember, INEC gave reasons for this unit, not being accredited for elections. One, people did not, transfer their PVCs to those units, and so many other reasons.
Some people do not know their polling unit areas.
Yes.
But majorly too was on insecurity.
That's based on security as well. So instead of, losing lives of, ad hoc staff, same as some core members, and even the electorate as well, maybe INEC took a right decision. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that call. 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
To you.
This is calling from Malacca.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, thank you. The scarcity of this new has really caused more hardship on Nigerians. 12K businesses keep collapsing. Nigerians can't even have access to their own money to eat or take care of their health. This is too bad. People are now regretting that they went to put all their old notes in the bank. Even now, the old notes, they are never accepting it again. If you go to POS today, 5,000 is now 1.5, and they say give you this old note. Yes, all these traders are not connecting the old note again. How do we get it wrong? What kind of policy did this government think or not that is bringing this hardship? Why? Why can't they review this policy and stop inflicting hardship on us again? We are really suffering. It's so bad. God bless Nigeria.
All right, God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much. 0909-888-9939. 0912222939. Good morning.
Morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you, Kemi.
She made a mistake voting in APC in 2015 and 2019 because it is obvious they have let us down completely in almost all ramifications. What is working effectively under the administration? Look at the level of insecurity.
Kemi, are you there?
Can we try and change your location? Try and shift a beat. Shift a beat so that we can hear you clearly.
All right, perhaps you can try calling us back. 0909-888-9939.
So now, according to the Punch newspaper, doing a breakdown of why INEC won't conduct elections in 240 polling units. You can get a copy of Punch newspaper, but they had to list down. 1, no new registered voters in the affected polling unit, and no new number of polling units. I mean, the INEC chairman said that 2023 general election will now only hold in 176,606 polling units instead of the initial 176,846. Now, you have to know your polling unit. So, for some people, not that they would disenfranchise them. Go online, check where your polling units are or where your polling unit is. Now, there's also expanded polling units. So, instead of having a long queue, they had to break them down. I was in Osun State for the polls, and, it was very fast for people to cast their votes. And, in the space of like few hours, elections are already over in some polling units. So, it was easier for INEC to even count the votes. Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
All
right, Kemi, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I said the level of insecurity happening in Nigeria at the moment is becoming so worrisome. Should we say we made a mistake voting in this government at the center? Because the primary assignment of any government is to secure the lives and properties of the masses. But it is obvious they keep letting us down in that area. Look at what happened in Osun State last month. They had to pay over 1 million naira for ransom just to secure their member that was kidnapped. Now, we have few days left to the election. People will be traveling from one state to another. What is the probability that their lives will be saved? Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We're with you.
Yes. Now, INEC is coming out to tell Nigerians that over 200 polling units won't be able to cast their vote. We won't be able to conduct election day. Should it be like that when we have government? Why are they
now, Kemi, have you listened to the INEC chairman? Did you listen to the speech yesterday and also the breakdown on Punch? Not that the people in those polling units won't be able to vote. They'll have to go and check the nearest polling unit.
Yes. Now, how do we have a free and fair credible election when the insecurity level is getting out of hand? How? Federal government should just stop toiling with the lives of the masses. Let them do the needful by working on our intelligence gathering. Let our security personnel be more offensive. Let us put things in place because we want our vote to count. We are tired of experiencing bad governance under the administration.
All right, Kemi.
Thank you very much, Kemi.
I think what INEC is doing is trying to mitigate, further occurrences of, loss of life and properties. That's why they're putting all these measures in place. So I think we should
INEC has played his part. So federal government as well, the security agencies must also play their own part.
I mean, that's why they're also, clamoring for the shutdown of universities and polytechnics.
Yeah, that
so
also came out yesterday. Yes. And well, I think it was on Friday. I think on Monday. We were on air on Friday when Lafi was here. So I felt like the information should have come out on the same day. Instead of, dropping the first information of universities and now dropping that of polytechnics.
But however, they've dropped it. Good morning to you. Welcome to From the Dailies.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
This is Alaji Ayela Bogo calling from Alate.
Okay, Alaji, thank you for joining us this morning. Let's have your take.
Now, there's no doubt that presently the country is faced with many challenges. But to me, the challenges are not, there is no ready solution to it. Now, let me go to the that of INEC. You see, there's one thing. People should should be so educated as to how to pay their PCC. For example, in each word, they can place the names so that everybody that doesn't find his name now, not until the day of election, he will know that there's something and I will be able to, will not be able to vote. And they have to provide a solution to that, having in mind that this man or this person has physically know that his name is not there. That is one way. Another area is to educate people more about the value. And that is why agencies like NOAA, they need to stand first. Let people be educated as to the importance of voting. Because the recent time, the recent Sorosuke speak louder. But now, we speak louder than enough. And the leaders are not even listening to the problem facing the country. Now, we should vote wisely. Let everybody go and collect his PVC, and then you vote. You don't have any excuse.
All right.
Thank you very much, Alaji, for your take this morning. Also calling out National Orientation Agency, NOA, to come out. You need to raise their awareness. People should go online to go check their polling units. However, look at environments where they don't have internet. So how do they know? Most especially, I won't say the illiterate, but there are ways that INEC can also do it in such a way that, okay, maybe for those of you, for example, now there should be a polling unit at Boys High School, and there should be one at Okeado Market. So if that of Boys High School has been collapsed to that of Okeado Market, let them know.
That's the reason INEC decided that collection of PVCs at the time was at your polling unit.
No, you get now if you've collected your PVC at your polling unit, and you now want to vote, what if that polling unit is not accredited? Because of what the 240 now that INEC now came out to say.
In cases like that, but that's why it's important that you check, do the needful. Let's check messages that you've sent to us as we are pressed for time already. Ayodele is saying good morning to you. On Fani Kayode, the DSS should have detained him until the general elections are over due to the gravity of his offense. APC members are prone to raising false alarms. Anyone trying to heat up the polity in the land, irrespective of the personality, should be made to face the full wrath of the law. Bossede Favor is saying good morning to you, That One Victory. I am not surprised to see headlines like elections will hold or be held at 240 polling units across 28 states because President Buhari, having seen that his administration has failed Nigerians woefully in the security sector, opened up to instruct the state government to take responsibilities of their states. Kudos to Oyo State government and some others who have been doing their best to secure the state, but it's sad that the governors who were not effective enough have been exposed in this way. Now the citizens in those axes have been denied their franchise to vote in the desired leaders. I pray Nigerians who will vote in these forthcoming elections will get it right in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Oluwaseun wrote is saying the incompetence of the APC-led government has caused this country a lot of setback, which is too bad. They gave us hope in 2015 by promising us 4 refineries, buying petrol at 45 naira per litre. But here we are today. No single one is done, and we are now buying a litre at 400. They have succeeded in compounding Nigerians' problem with naira scarcity. It really shows that they have no economic blueprint to rule the nation. I'll urge Nigerians to use their PVC in the coming elections. Abiola Omotosho is saying, we have never had it this bad in the history of Nigeria. Just a change in the naira notes, we are experiencing so much trouble. We can assess the money we work for, and some banks are rejecting the old naira notes. Hope this is not a problem looming when hunger and poverty are in the country already. This will add to it if all banks are rejecting old notes. May we never experience this kind of hardship. Omar Diadekunle is saying, why is it now that the CBN governor is implementing the cashless policy? Because it would have been better if the policy was implemented in the first term of Buhari's reign, when Vice President was in charge of 1 or 10,000 trader money, so as to tackle the issue of vote buying. Then they are just creating another big problem for the incoming government. Abi, what is the essence of a policy that is inflicting sufferings on the masses? What a failed government. Adironke Akirodoli saying, good morning to you. The federal government last week pleaded with Nigerians to give him 7 days to find a lasting solution to the hardship of what is going on, but nothing has been done. Suleiman is saying, good morning to you all. Worried by the naira crisis and fuel scarcity that has made life unbearable for the masses, the protracted naira crisis has caused hunger and anger in the land. The insensitivity of the federal government of today towards the plight of the masses is second to none. Olainka, the last message here. The APC government is full of deceits and lies. In 2015, they promised to strengthen our naira to 1 naira per dollar, building 1 refinery per year, and the insurgency within 6 months. Millions of jobs for youth, stability of power supply. So which one of their promises have been fulfilled? Now they add to the problems with the naira crisis. Their change at the next level is just an infliction of pain and more hardship on average Nigerians. Enough of the APC's maladministration. By God's grace, we'll get it right in 2023.
Okay, Victory, I know you decided to read all these messages because you don't want me to talk about what will happen today, but there's no problem. Join Victory by 2 o'clock on the Lunchtime Show, where he will be reading out messages and pranking people on Valentine's Day. But because now single, you single. You know, keep person.
Absolutely.
This is coming from Johnny Drill. Coming up next is Mokajue. And my name is Oladakbo Kunubi.
My name is Victor Richard. Have yourself a fruitful Tuesday.
You're still single. You don't know why. Another Valentine Day is passing by. You're still single. It ain't die. When people divorce their lovers, save me and mine. Well, it's just a regular day. It's not even a government holiday. Don't let anybody pepper you. Say no way. It's just another Tuesday. Don't let your singlehood bother you. Not single, you single, and that's not a crime at all. Oh. Again, single lives matter too.
Solutions 93.9 FM.
Fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ kẹ́fì